So, as you see, yesterday we managed to get 3 chests at Adventure 12. And the reason I would like to talk about it is because actually it was very hard for my team because the power of locations was much higher than our own power. So that's our result. As you can see, the map is cleaned and the routes were obviously not optimal. So let me show you the map which describes these locations and the power there. So I have an image. Here we go. So obviously this image has the minimal plan of what you would like to do here. If you just want to get 5 hits into the boss as fast as possible. So resulting into 5 wins and getting the reward, this option is good. So one of you should go and pick location 34, probably the one who can do that. Then you need to remove 2 towers, the 8th and the 9th towers. Then go straight into the central line, check out who can deal with exact locations. And as a result, the strongest of you probably will go straight into the boss. So this option is okay. You can find it at Hero Wars fandom. I'll get the link for you. So probably you know that website. Just pick Adventure 12 Hero Wars in Google and you'll easily find this website. So actually our idea was not like this. So we tried to get 3 chests. That's why we did not use this plan. But what I would like to highlight here is locations which are super dangerous. So check this out. We have some resistances around. And if you see that we have physical damage resistance on a location, then probably you will need to send mages there to clear them out. So mages go to the left and fight against physical reduction locations. Physical damage dealers go to the right. Probably they are not afraid of magical resistance, right? So they can deal with the locations. But if you just not sure if you can do that, I would recommend you not to go location 13 and not to go maybe location 11. So locations where your enemy is buffed are dangerous. They have superpower, and yes, you may go like to the bottom line, then straight forward and back to the central line. So just ignore these locations as an option. Okay, so what I would like to highlight. When you approach the boss, you will see that there's some resistances too, and you need to collect a party which has several different teams. So you should not be afraid of any kind of damage. Let me introduce our team and the reason why that was so hard. As you can see, even not the boss, so location level has a super scary team with Corvus because Corvus counters the entire team of mine. And also there are 3 healers actually. So we just ignored the location 11. Location 13 is like nothing special in general, but they have health increase, so triple health, and with Andwari's defense, with super buffed Ziri, it will take a while to go through these defenses. So we just ignored this location. And as a central line, so the locations we dealt with, they were like 660,000 power. So keep in mind that numbers. And now let's check our own power. So unfortunately, I'll show you into the log. So Dragon has around 400,000. Yes, I'm not joking. Only 400,000 power. Highlander has, I guess, around 500,000 power. So like 486 something. And my power is, as you can see here, 536,000 if I use Cornelius. So if I face healers, obviously, I need to use Cornelius instead of Yasmin. And in general, it's 580,000. So all 3 champions were much weaker than some locations, over 600,000. And that's exactly the reason why I'm making this video, to show you that you can succeed even getting under 600k, and that's how you do it. So if you check the log, then of course not all the victories are here. But I would like to highlight some of the memorable ones. So as you can see, Highlander went perfectly since the start. I got him a special trajectory, and later on he went straight into the middle and started smashing teams there. So what does he play? He plays an ODH team with Aurora and Nebula. As you can see, his main damage dealers are usually Orion and Aurora, and he also tries to play kind of super Orion team. So he was effective against mages, and let's go back to our scheme here. So his targets were locations 2, 8, 4, 7, 16, and forward. So actually, after that, he managed to get near to the boss to clear locations 26 and 18, and then I needed help at location 12. So what I would like to show you right now is why I need help and what happened there. So remember that here we have faceless with increased health, and that's kind of hard. So let's start from fight at location 12. As you can see, I failed there because the buffs were not in my favor. So Highlander wanted me to check if I can win. And let's check the buffs. So decrease pure damage taken by 90%. Keep in mind that my Yasmin is trained as a poison damage dealer, so even if she does not go through the armor, as you can see these little things, she's powered by Albus, and Albus improves her poison damage. So my plan was just to activate Yasmin with armor penetration from Qin Mao. As you can see, I got this idea working. We have some armor, but as you can see, that did not work. So the reason why that did not work is pure damage resist. I seriously relied on poison, and as you can see, Nebula was not afraid of my poison anyway. So I tried one more time. I tried not to let them heal, and still nothing worked. And another problem is, as you can see, Mojo just smashed me. So if you check the damage dealt, then Mojo is the absolute favorite here. Yes, this character sometimes is underestimated, but I think that not many players play Mojo actually. And of course Orion. So my team is weak against magic damage. I don't have any character here to protect me from magical damage. That's why I tried to avoid such fights, and they had extra health, so that was not a good location for me. So my buffs are Fenris into Qin Mao to get more penetration and blinding chance. Yasmin has Albus to improve her deadly poison. Asteros with Oliver, and Celeste with Axel, just as the most intelligent part of my team. She will obviously be targeted with Cornelius's, and as a result, she needs to survive. Okay, so that fight was very hard for me. I told Highlander, your turn, show me how you fight mages. And obviously, he can fight mages because he has mages, and they are effective against magical attacks. So let me show you what happened here. Actually, his team is good because he can absorb magical damage. Then Aurora gets that damage back. You see that enormous amount of damage just went back straight into the enemy team. And as a result, Mojo with his super attacks just resulted into smashing the entire enemy team. So anyway, that was hard for him, yes, right? So that was not an easy battle. But Aurora is just the hero which is able to go back the magical attacks, and as a result, Aurora plus Merlin won this fight. So one-shotted with Highlander, and kind of impossible for my current team because I'm super vulnerable to mages. Of course, I can play Rufus, I can play Cornelius, but at this current situation, they were too weak for the location. So check this out. We have double healer, then goes Lian, and as a result, my ally is just smashed. Keep in mind that Ishmael deals a lot of physical damage, he also can get crits, and the pure damage from Lian is super deadly because nothing can stop this damage, obviously. Nice crit from Ishmael, another crit, and as you can see, he's dead. So location 19 is another example why mages have trouble. Let's check which. Yes, Ishmael just smashed the entire team of Highlander. So as you can see, we still needed to get location 19 done. So actually then I tried it personally. And the first try was a disaster. So let me show you why and try to explain. So at start I noticed that obviously I will try to remove someone not Asteros. Okay, so Yasmin jumped straight into Marcus. Then we have Celeste into healing mode because I don't want to die since the start of the game. And as you can see, the problem is immunity. So my Yasmin tries hard to remove enemy Marcus. But as soon as he is almost dead, he starts being immune, he starts being healed, and he's back to the business. Meanwhile, I'll try to collect my combo once again, so I jump straight with armor penetration, I block healing with my black thing, and anyway, as you can see, looks like Marcus is about to die, but too much time is wasted. So I can't win due to the timer, too long. So what should I change? How do you think, guys? What should I change to stop this insanity from happening? The reason why I won is just right targeting of Yasmin. That's what I was talking about for champions. It's super important. Just check this out. Where will your Yasmin jump? That's super important. So if you choose the wrong target, you may lose the entire battle. Fortunately, at hand control, you can predict what will happen and as a result win the fight. So this time I know that Marcus is a bad choice, so I will try to focus something else. Obviously Celeste is one of the hardest champions here, so she does super healing, and if I remove Celeste, and as you can see she is more vulnerable than Marcus, I just get rid of one of the top annoying healers. So she managed to survive the first jump, but I have another one and she's already damaged. So I tried to block her healing, but I was a bit too late. Anyway, with armor penetration, Yasmin goes on, hitting the target she jumped into. That's why Celeste gets a lot of damage. And as you can see, the entire team is alive, but all my effort is targeted straight into Celeste. The dark ground from my Celeste did not let her resurrect. As a result, -1 super healer for the enemy team. So now my aim is to remove someone else, so point damage is more effective than dealing some damage to everybody. I would prefer playing Yasmin just before she kicks one character, but very hard. So now I will obviously try to deal super amount of damage into enemy Asteros. He has poison now, he gets suffered from all my team and minus Asteros. And now Ishmael, which destroyed the entire team for Highlander, he will be targeted with my Celeste. So what will happen you will see in a minute. Actually, another problem is Lian, she stops my team from doing anything, but Celeste fights at the front line and Yasmin fights at the back line. So we removed another annoying character. Now only Ishmael, but with Celeste I can deal with him. And Marcus is killed by Yasmin. When I removed Celeste, when I removed Lian, it was much easier. So to sum up, as you can see, the main damage dealer this time was Lian, because I'm not afraid of Ishmael. I have a lot of armor. I have actually double armor from Marta, from Asteros. some evasion for Qinmao. So I was not afraid of Ishmael, but I was afraid of pure damage because it can't be countered. And Celeste also had a nice work over my team. So that's a good example why you need to choose your team carefully. So I guess that's the team which can remove enemy stacks one by one. So he tries to deal enough damage to remove characters, and as a result, sooner or later he wins the fight. So Dragon's plan was to use all his tries to get the necessary results, and his main thing was to remove the last defense on boss. Okay, so let's move on later. Later we had some more fights. So Dragon managed to win with Kira. He has empowered Kira with Fenris, Yasmin with Kain, Maya with Albus, Asteros with Oliver. And then we just needed to collect some more locations. So obviously the boss fight is the thing you are the most interested in. So let me show the last fight before I do that. I would call this countering your counter, so a super annoying fight for me. You will see why. So check this out. My enemy has healers. That's the first problem, so I am forced not to play Yasmin. The second problem is here, so decreasing physical damage taken by 90%. That's a serious problem because my main team is based on physical damage, and even this team also has Qinmao and Cornelius with physical damage. And as you can see, the first thing you need to do is not to die, obviously, because if you are dead, then we will fail. So I needed to collect my location to get enough points. And as a result, you see that Lucas was perfectly countered by Qinmao. When you play Qinmao, you are not afraid of Lucas. I tried to get as hard damage as possible, so under armor penetration, armor under magic attack, bonuses. So I tried my best to fight with Cornelius. But as you can see, that's still not enough. And actually Cornelius tries his best, but still not enough damage. So check this out. So 58,000 damage. That's with 90% resistance. You can multiply that by 10. That would be 580,000, right? Impressive. But the debuff, yes, the debuff. And when I noticed that, okay, so we did it with Galahad, no more pain for my team, and I switched Celeste into Assault mode later. So when I see that my team survives, we have everything necessary, we have armor penetration, so magic attack buff, then Celeste can go straight into Assault mode and finish the enemy. As you can see, still not enough damage. I'm very happy that no healing was here, no more Lucases, so I can just take it easy. And here we go. So Celeste is the main damage dealer here because her damage is effective. Also, I would say that Qinmao's damage is effective, the burn damage. So check this out. She has two abilities which burn enemies, and as a result, the burning effect is pure damage. It is not countered, and she can deal a lot of damage still. So that's how I tried to finish the enemy team. As you can see, this fight is kind of hard. I survived the first wave, then Galahad died. I understand that, okay, I survived. We can get straight into assault mode of Celeste and just double rerolling her to get more damage. So that's how I dealt with the counter. Let's check the damage dealt. So my main damage dealer was Celeste. Even if I used her as a healer, she was still the main damage dealer because Qinmao mostly dealt pure damage here, not physical. And Cornelius also tried his best, and his main role was to protect me from healers and from Orion. So that's not a damage dealer, that's a survival against mages. That's how I used Cornelius here. And if we check the healing, so really Marta was the best healer because I used Celeste in assault mode for some time. I also used Resurrection from Asteros, and Celeste also helped a lot with healing. So that's about locations. And now let's move on to the story of the boss. So as you can see, I needed 2 tries to do that. So let's just show you how I plan to fight with the boss. So as you can see, he is well protected from physical damage, and without penetration I can hardly do some stuff. But the ability with percentage helps a lot, 70,000 dealt by Chinmao right now. And Celeste also deals nice amount of damage. So if you play Mojo, maybe if you play Satori, so it will be easier. I would recommend playing Mojo here because he deals a lot of magical damage, periodic, and it stacks and so on. But my combo was more casual. So I have armor penetration from Chinmao, I have poison from Yasmin, and the combination of armor penetration plus jump. Check this out. So a nice amount of damage. Even with armor penetration, I'm still not able to use all my damage possible, but that's much better than without. And check this little white things out. So Albus's patronage over Yasmin buffs her poison damage. As a result, even a super armored opponent, that's Cleaver, the Chaos Cursed Cleaver actually, still pure damage cannot be countered, that's why enemy is suffering from burn effect, from poison, and sometimes from magical damage, but here I wanted to play it safe, so I used Celeste as a healer here, and I split the damage using Axel. So I wasn't afraid of his ability. As you can see, tanks are buffed today, so he's a tank, and energy gain for tanks is improved, and still I wanted to fight with him. Yes, why not? So okay, I'll make this faster. The idea is the same, so you use armor penetration, you jump straight into the opponent with Chinmao, buff, and Yasmin's dance, and as a result, I could deal more than half of the health at one try. So the second try was the same, I did not change anything, I just pressed auto and let's go on. Here we go. So that's actually the fights. Let's check the stats. So the main damage dealer was no doubt Yasmin, then goes Chinmao with her burning effects. We also have some healing was about Celeste because Marta healed everything but the enemy targeted one unit. And same about the second fight. So Yasmin is the main damage dealer, then goes Chinmao, and main healer is still Celeste here. So that's how I fought with the bosses, and let's sum up what I told you about this time. So I would like to add the text and just to remind you main features about that. Okay, so I hope this video was kind of informative. Of course, it's not a guide, I would say. So it's mostly about, yes, it's mostly about what you need to do in general, maybe some ideas about Adventure 12. And I hope maybe it will help some of you to succeed and to win the fights. Here we go. So that's what I was talking about and I would like to share with you.